Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, the 19th of September, 3 vlogs on the trot. I am vlogging because it is a high day. I weighed in today at my lowest weigh-in of this prep, 110.1. Yesterday we were 111, and the day before we were about 110.9. We started the week at 112. We started last week at 113, the week before at 114.9. So, some big drops have been occurring. And right now, yesterday, I actually had my normal, if you watched my rest day vlog yesterday, I had a little bit more carbs, nothing crazy. I was still on the lower end just to keep that stomach volume down and keep that body weight down because my weight cap is 111.6. So I'm well under it now, which is a really nice spot to be in. Looking at my visuals, I could compete tomorrow. It's Friday. Like if I had a show that I wanted to do tomorrow, I could turn up, feed tonight and get on stage 100%. But I don't like doing these last minute things. I like being very organized. I'm a bit... I don't like throwing the word around autistic because people actually are autistic and they get offended by it. But you know what I mean? Like I like being very organized and having a plan in place. I don't like last minute things at all. I like being packed about a week in advance and all this stuff. Anyways, so today, 110.1. So we're going to be doing a high day. It's leg day, real low steps. Like literally, I won't leave my flat other than a little bit of walking. Honestly, I might just walk up and down the corridor of the apartment like 10 times after each meal, nothing crazy. And then just walk to and from the gym and hit legs. Big, decent bit of carbs coming through today because, again, I'm at my lowest scale weight and we don't want to just continue dropping. Why am I dropping? It's because I'm not overcooking things in the gym. We've dropped volume, so the body isn't as inflamed. Like I feel like it's some of my best looks the last week. I'm not full by any means. Like I'm definitely on the flatter side where I've pulled growth hormone out. Obviously, I was running 10 IU of growth before, so obviously that takes off about 2 kilos. But I'm also being a lot more mindful in the gym. I'm not sending sets like really to failure and past failure almost, getting stuck in the middle. Like, I'm calling it pretty much at 1 rep in reserve at this condition. And to be honest, that has kept me fuller. Like I'm not one for training in reps and reserve, trust me, normally in the off season. But at the end of the day, if you want to turn up on stage looking your best, you sometimes got to do things you don't want to do. And that's kind of reserving myself in training. Some people have to do that if you do actually train hard. Some people don't. But for myself, pulling that volume down and just being a lot more rested and doing a lot less steps has actually delivered a much better look and a fresher look, and I'm just dropping body weight, which means I can then feed more, so I keep fresher and a bit fuller and my waist is tighter. So dropping tren as well. So tren really towards the end of the prep is mainly put in place for performance retention, like in the gym. Obviously there is a look to it as well, which is why I'm still leaving it in. We're doing 50 milligrams per week of tren. I was doing 150, so pretty much absolutely nothing. But we're replacing the 100 with Mastron. Okay, so I'm going to be doing now, the new timeline, the new gear stack is 500 test, 600 Mastron, 1100 Primo, and 50 tren, and that's it. And then 25 Anavar every morning, 25 Winstrol, and the SLU and the L-carnitine is still in place. So that's it, okay? So that is my new drug setup. We're going to be doing a refeed today. So without further ado, I'm eating a bit earlier today because, one, I'm not posing today. Kuba said don't pose, just rest. And then I'll get back to posing tomorrow. I need to finalise my routine as well, which is a little bit stressful. But anyways, let's eat. So meal one going down, a cream of rice meal, of course. So cream of rice, which I've already prepared. And as you well know, I put it in the freezer for about 10, 15 minutes. 155 gram of cream of rice. The goat cream of rice, of course, from Conte Sports. If you ever have issues with eating big amounts of cream of rice that upset your stomach, get this, because I can put away like 200 grams of it easy and it doesn't cause any issues. Caramel biscuit flavor. Then we've got 45 grams of whey drip. This is actually on the higher end of protein. The most of my protein for most of the day is a lot lower. When we are refeeding, we want to bring your protein down just to allow for better digestion. The goal today is not to be overloaded with protein for satiety and like muscle retention. I'm going to be far into a surplus, so we don't need that there. We need better digestion and a tight waist. So we bring the protein down as we bring the carbs up. So anyways, 155 grams of cream of rice, 45 grams of whey drip. I'll then have 100 grams of frozen blueberries, 30 grams of honey, 10 grams of almond butter. I've got to shout out someone who told me about putting the the pippa nut upside down to mix the oiliness with the I guess what, the fucking peanuts, the peanut or almond butter, should we say? And yeah, when I get it up, and also there was someone else called like Snipes or something. I'm pretty sure you literally just commented on my video where you're saying weigh it on the scales, then put it into the bowl. I do know this, obviously. I've been doing meal preps for fucking years, but I was just being lazy, I can't lie. But I will do that today, just to keep you happy. Okay, so 155 core, 45 gram of whey, 100 blueberries, 10 gram of almond butter, 30 honey. Absolutely lovely, brilliant meal. For the amount of carbohydrates and calories in this, it's pretty low volume and it will sit perfectly for myself. Like the mixture of fruit, honey, not too much fat, and also the cream of rice, I haven't put too much water in it, so it's lower volume. But anyway, without further ado, I'll show you the end product. Here we have it, the finished product. I'm very, very sorry for anyone digging on low food, but many of you are doing carb ups as well. So, you know how it is earned. We get to this position after I've been prepping now for 20 weeks with not a single thing off plan, 20 weeks of meal prep. So things like this are certainly appreciated when they come around, and it's hard work, well earned, shall we say. We all can understand. So yeah, let's very much enjoy this, I'm telling you now. So here's my food prepped for the day. I do have prawns then in my meal 5, but this is my veg, which is mushroom and spinach. That's the veg I'm running right now. Just digests really good, causes no issues, and I absolutely love it. And that's 150 total across the next 3 meat meals. This is my rice for the day, which has turned out at 1,438 cooked weight, which is 450 total dry weight. And then my chicken, which is obviously reduced, only having 165 grams raw, 265 grams raw. So it works out at like 100 cooked, 135 cooked between them, 100 in the pre-workout meal and then 135 or something like that. I've got it written down. I'll divvy it up and show you the total meals when they're actually prepared. So yeah, meal 2 about to go down. Let's get it. Nice bit of rice there, which will hit lovely for that leg training. Meal 2 going down. Nice lot of rice coming in now. So we have 175 gram of dry weight rice. Okay, this is 140 raw weight chicken breast, 50 veg, 100 pineapple. So that is the plan of action. Obviously, a lot of rice, not as much chicken, higher carbs to refill the glycogen stores, fuel the big leg day, lower chicken, protein to aid with digestion, just lower protein across the day. It's just not needed. Sometimes I actually prefer obviously not the low food, but the ratios of the non-refeed meat meals, because you just get more meat, and who doesn't love meat, right? But I certainly will not be complaining. And then, as you well know, 15 grams of the 0% fat Greek yogurt as a sauce, and that's all I use. And then I've got my salt all weighed out, ready for the day, which is still 6 grams of low salt, 4 grams of pink. And that's it. So bon appetit, motherfuckers. Okay, meal 3 going down, pre-workout meal. Very similar, as you well know if you've watched my vlogs. Meal 2 and meal 3 are very similar, but gorgeous nonetheless. Meal 3 is chicken breast, 125 gram. Jasmine rice, the same as last meal, 175 grams. 100 gram of pineapple, 50 veg. So as you can see, a little bit less protein, just to aid with digestion, same amount of carbs, same amount of fruit there. And with every single one of my meals today, I'll be taking a digestive enzyme and a GDA to help with digesting the carbohydrates, making sure that everything is going down smoothly. We're shuttling the carbs to the muscle. So yeah, other than that, I'll be taking my usual health supplementation across the day, bumping up the magnesium a little bit. I take magnesium with 3 of my meals in the day and pre-bed as well. Just if you are an assisted bodybuilder, you actually deplete your magnesium stores by taking gear. A lot of the negative side effects from magnesium depletion are cognitive. So like, poor focus, poor memory, poor low mood, irritability, but then also, shit sleep, disturbed sleep. Also, if you are a natural athlete and you've got a stressful life, you can stress depletes your magnesium stores as well. So if you are a stressful person and you're also on gear, you need to be taking a lot of magnesium across the day. Like I'll take 3 doses of that. I'll take the Conte magnesium. You want to be looking at the elemental magnesium as well. So here you obviously got magnesium bicarbonate. For the serving, it's 1,000 milligrams, but you want to be looking at the elemental magnesium, which is 200 milligrams. So I take 2, 4, 6, 800 milligrams across the day. So yeah, this will go down a treat, as you can see. Beautiful, beautiful meal. You cannot beat just chicken and rice. It is God's gift. So I'll eat this intra-workout when I'm training, because I'm about to go train in about an hour and a half. It's legs, is the 40 grams of carb drive, which is about 35 grams of carbs, and then my 25 grams of EAAs. All right, time for legs. Let's get it. Oh, mama. Absolute beautiful scenes. Leg day done, ladies and gents. Look like I've aged about 10 years. What a session. Really good session. Pulled a little bit of volume now, as we discussed before, just to maintain load performance and just to manage recovery there. So pretty much 2 sets across the board and then 1 set on the big leg press. So what we have here, ladies and gents, is 175 grams of cream of rice, caramel biscuit, 150 blueberries, 35 whey drip, cinnamon, and my salt. So I'm feeling a little bit light on my feet and a little bit faint, so we're going to get stuck into this, and I'm going to have a word with you after this, a little bit of chat about training. Legs done. So I'm aware a lot of my YouTube videos, obviously across these past vlogs, have been very sort of nutrition and vlog based, not so much training, because right now, when I'm in the gym, deep in prep, I'm so focused on getting the job done. If you have been following me a while and you have watched my old YouTube videos and you follow me on Instagram, etc., you know that I'm extremely passionate about training. Training is the most important thing in bodybuilding to me. I'm very hot on biomechanics and knowing how the body works, programming, exercise selection, high standards of control and form, etc. So obviously, you might think, why do I not include more of this type of content in my YouTubes? Well, quite frankly, when I'm in the gym right now, I don't want to be making content. I barely want to film on my phone for a story. I want to get in, I've got my headphones on, I'm with my training partner, it's my job, right? I treat it like work, right? I'm on shift, but by work, I don't mean it's a chore. I mean, I take it very seriously. So during the next off season, there will be a lot more educational content around training, okay, which is super exciting. Now, if you go back on my Instagram or if you go back onto my older YouTube videos, you will see a lot more sort of like, talking over training clips, tips, stuff like that. But for right now, I find myself gravitating towards the content where I'm talking about my adjustments of prep when I'm at home, because I can speak about that and I can show you the outside of the gym, what the adjustments made for my prep specifically, which I think allows for entertainment, because it's cool to see what other people are getting up to behind closed doors, but also because I don't want to sacrifice my training to make a YouTube video, quite frankly. Sorry. In the off season it's a bit different. You've got a lot more energy. The sessions are a lot more crazy and intense. Like me and my training partner, we train very fucking hard. We're shouting, we're pushing each other. Whereas which is a lot more obviously entertaining for YouTube. Whereas right now I have to be a bit more conservative with the training. I'm training kind of like 1 rep in reserve to manage fatigue, not get injured when I'm this shredded. So it's kind of, it's still hard training by most people's standards, but it's not, crazy intense. So I kind of just feel myself not filming it. I just want to focus on the task at hand. So yeah, just to let you know that like more training educational content is coming for the off season, especially like, when I come out at the end of the prep and there'll be a new workout split and I'll be running through with yourselves my methods going into the off season, what I need to improve on and how I'm going to go about that, the volume and the exercise selection, and do a lot more talking in the gyms. Like, a few weeks ago, I did that leg session on the DJI Osmo and spoke through it, which was great. I enjoyed doing that, but I don't want to do that now. Quite frankly, I'm focused on the task at hand, so there'll be a lot more stuff like that. Just letting you know where the content will be going at the end of prep and why it's not so much about training, even though I fucking love training. To me, training is the be-all and end-all of bodybuilding. It is the foundation. The people that make the most, the guys and gals who make the most progress in bodybuilding are the ones that have a passion for training, because you hold yourself to a high standard in all areas of your life, your routine, to maximize your performance in the gym. If you're maximizing your performance in the gym, your nutrition is 100% on point, your hydration is on point, your sleep's on point, your steps, everything leads up to that training session. That training session is there to push on progress. It is not there to just move weights around and to get a pump and to have a laugh. If you are just an everyday gym goer, yes, that's fine. Please just crack on, have a laugh, get a pump with your mates and it's exercise, right? If you are a bodybuilder wanting to maximize your progress, you have to take your training very seriously. It needs to be progressive and it needs to be of high standards. And it is not go in, spend time in there, build muscle. You are not owed muscle. You have to earn it. Just by spending hours in the gym does not mean, you see lads in the gym all the time, bro. Like, I've seen guys be 5 years deep into training and they look the fucking same. Like when I go back to Eastbourne, where I'm from, I've been away in Manchester 3 years now. I go back to the old gyms. I'm like, this motherfucker has not built any muscle, and I know he's been training this whole entire time. It's so much time wasted. So obviously some people are fine with that, but I know these guys are trying to be bodybuilders, so it's like, all right, something very wrong is going wrong here. So training is so often overlooked as well. Like, everyone wants to talk about the gear, the nutrition, what's your meal plan, bro? Like, what's the best foods for this? What's the best give? What's the cycle you're running? Like, I literally had a guy earlier in the gym. Like, I'm sorry, someone was calling me. I'm like looking shredded, right? And my legs were like bursting with veins. And the guy in the change room was like, bro, what's your cycle? Like, as if this motherfucker is going to take the cycle that I'm on and going to look like me. It's not the case. Everyone wants to talk about the science, the peptides, the fucking gear, the secrets of this. The secrets is in the gym, in those four walls. The work that you put in there, taking your sets past the point of that you used to think was failure. Everyone thinks they train hard until they actually start fucking training hard. Yeah, it is a different ball game when you actually start taking your shit seriously and holding yourself to a high standard. And moving weight erratically with no control is not training hard. You're moving like a fucking idiot. Anyone can ego lift. Anyone can lift heavy. That is not hard training. Shouting, going crazy, moving a bar. That ain't training hard, mate. It's fucking easy. You're in a set for 10 seconds. What is hard is lifting load that is challenging with control, keeping your composure, keeping it on the muscle, not bouncing out your connective tissue, not lifting like a fucking power lifter, and actually targeting the muscle we're trying to train throughout the whole set. Your first and last rep wants to look exactly the same control-wise. It just slows down towards the end because it's forced by fucking velocity. Yeah? So don't lift like an idiot, lift like a professional and take your shit seriously. When you enter the gym, look at what you did last week. Look at your sets, be intentful. Think to yourself, how can I beat last week's session? Doesn't have to be load. That's the end goal, right? That's the overarching goal. But literally, if you're adding load each week, you're doing something fucking wrong. Okay, unless you're like your first 4 weeks on gear. If you're adding load each week, you are doing something wrong, especially if you're a natural. You're cheating your reps to move that shit, okay? What we want to be doing is looking at your form, okay? How can we make that better? How can we make this set better? You can have your logbooks. You can get the same load and the same reps, and it'd be a better stimulus because you had better control under the weight, better range of motion, whatever. A better stimulus has been provided. It just felt better even, right? Then the next goal is obviously get the reps up, get the reps to the top of the rep range, and then do a micro load progression. So say for example, I've got an 8 to 12 rep range on a low incline Smith press, right? And I nail that load for 12 reps, clean form, right? Add 1.25 aside. You might even match reps. Great, that's fucking progressive overload, or add 2.5 max. Do not add a fucking another plate or a 10 plate, because you are then going to cheat your reps to then try and maintain that rep range. And then you cheat your reps. What happens then? You drop stimulus, then you get stuck. The amount of times that's happened to me in the past when I'm younger, or you see it all the time. You know, you add too much of a load and then the fucking form breaks down straight away to try and get in the rep range, and then you get plateaued. You can't progress the load because the stimulus has dropped. You've actually taken a regression in stimulus, and then you're fucking stuck at this weight, and then months pass and you haven't even fucking progressed. So be patient. As you can tell, I fucking love this shit. I love training. Lifting is just my bread and butter. I am obsessed with it. And everything we do here with nutrition, you know, the gear, the recovery, the sleep, that facilitates the training. It does not move. You know, all this stuff does not work without the training. You can eat as good as anything. Yeah, you can be lean, you can be in decent shape. You can sleep as good as anything. Like, you know, you can be rested, well recovered. But if you're not training fucking hard enough to produce a stimulus to grow muscle, you're never going to become a bodybuilder. You're never going to build tissue, because you can have the best diet in the world. Everyone always says, oh, it's 80% nutrition, 20% training. No, it's 100% of fucking both. The nutrition is just happens. Nutrition is not even a question for me. It just goes in. It is black and white. That is what I'm eating on the meal plan. That is what I'm consuming. It's not, oh God, like, you know, what percentage is most important? But motherfucker, it's both important. Training is important. Without the training, you are nothing. You have no physique. Without the nutrition, you are not fueling your body. You have no recovery. So both must be in unison. It's not one or the other. It is both. Bosh. Let's fucking get it. Check out the scenes. Absolutely beautiful. Oh. 250 prawn and 100 rice, 50 veg. Smells absolutely divine. If I can't pay my mortgage, it's because of the price of fucking king prawns. Jesus Christ, I will not be using these in the off season, I'm telling you that right now. They're nice to have on prep as a treat for volume, but fuck me, they are expensive. That's why I never program them for clients. I'm not expecting other people to go broke like me. But yes, let's eat. Quick little evening stepper. Now, getting a little bit of a walk in between that prawns meal and my last cream of rice meal. I'll tell you why, because last night I woke up with fucking acid reflux, because right now I'm so exhausted by the time it gets to the evening. I pretty much eat my last meal, right? It ends up, by the time I finish, about 8:30. I start eating it about, you know, preparing it about 8, and then I'll just proper savour it and sit there, and I don't end up finishing it till about maybe 8:20, and then I'm probably falling asleep just before 9. So, you know, it's quite a big meal, and I do no activity. I'm just laying on the sofa. So probably it's just sat there. And last night I woke up like with proper acid reflux. I didn't actually throw up. You know, when it's just like the fucking acid in your throat, and it was absolutely horrendous. It took me a while to get back to sleep. So anyways, I need to get a little bit of digestion moving. So, and then get that earlier, that last meal in earlier is my point. Anyways, chat today, this evening, is going to be around relationships whilst on prep. I did actually see someone ask this question in one of the comments, how to manage relationships, whether that be, I guess, partners, boyfriend, girlfriends, but also friendships, family. And it certainly isn't easy, let me tell you that. Obviously right now I'm single, And life's fucking sweet, I'll tell you that right now. Doing a prep when you are single, and if you are content in yourself and at peace, is absolutely beautiful, because you don't have anyone. You've got sirens coming past, obviously it's Manchester High Street, because you don't have to rely, people relying on you, badgering you, you know, pestering you to text you, oh, do you want us to do this, do that, like, you know, making you feel guilty basically when you don't feel like talking. But at the same time, if you have a great relationship which is supportive, it can also be highly valuable. You know, I have friends who do preps who, you know, have partners that are their support network and whatnot, and it does look good, but there are definitely times where it's probably a struggle. It's definitely easier when your partner understands the journey you're on, and by that I mean most likely in the bodybuilding scene, so they get it or have done it or have come close to it. It doesn't always have to be that way, but it certainly fucking helps. But what the worst situation is when you are passionate about bodybuilding, because I've had this in the past and it will never fucking work, and it's, you know, very, very stressful. When you're passionate about bodybuilding, you're trying to do a prep or even just off season, because off season for me is like very locked in still. Obviously you can still go out for dinners every now and again, but my life does not change from prep to off season. I'm just eating more food. Is when you have a partner that doesn't get it, badgers you, you know, can't you do this, can't you do that, oh, you're staying up late, all this and all that, can't you come out for drinks, you're so boring. I've seen many a good man dragged down by a fucking shit woman, or the other way around, to be honest, but I'm obviously a man, so I've got male friends. But whether that be in their physique, business, or life in general, a bad partner can be your kryptonite. And I've had it in the past. My first ever prep was, I was in a relationship. Now, the relationship was great for a long period of time. I had a lot of fun, but towards the end it was very, very fucking difficult. And we were actually both on prep, and we both lived in a one-bed apartment, and we both loved our own space. And it both got very, very heated towards the end, and pretty much didn't speak. And we were living in a flat, one bed flat together, sharing a bed, and we weren't talking. Can you imagine? Both on prep. It was just such a fucking burden on my shoulders, such a pain in the arse. And I'm surprised I did so well as I did, because I won my overall in the first show. But then last year I did obviously my classic physique show, where this was my first season of classic, and still did great. Good for what I wanted to do. Obviously nowhere near as good as I am now, but it was still stressful because I was actually moving into that flat, and it was struggle getting a mortgage. So it's kind of like financial stress, like trying to work with fucking estate agents and shit like that, like back and forth, constantly filling out forms. And you know, when you're like 2 weeks out, like dealing with estate agents trying to move into a new property, so fucking stressful. Honestly, there was one time ever in my life where I walked out of the gym through stress because I was trying to get a mortgage, and it fell through whilst I was in the gym, and it was kind of my last resort at that time, and I just fucking stormed out. The first time I've ever done that. Anyways, the difference this year, where I'm at complete peace, I've obviously got my flat set up, you know, finances are good and in order, relationships, friends, they're all in order. Like, I'm obviously single, so I don't have a relationship, but you know, the stress is low. I'm not chatting to anyone, I'm not in drama, and that is extremely important for a prep, to have things in order. Your prep, a lot of people think your prep will solve issues. Your prep will fucking exaggerate your issues 10 times. It makes everything harder, it makes your emotions harder to deal with, and troubles will 10 times. If you've got financial burdens, your prep will fuck you over. Prep's expensive, it makes it hard to function mentally, so like you can't push your business, all this and all that. It makes you struggle to function properly at work. So you need to be financially secure, first of all. Secondly, relationships. If you've got a relationship that isn't sturdy, that isn't supportive, that's on the rocks, you are fucked. And they will leave you, or you will end up leaving them. Probably for the best anyways, because if you're obviously wanting to be a competitive bodybuilder and they don't get it, then it's, you know, exposes, that is the one good thing about prep. It exposes weakness that you don't need. And by that I mean people in your life that aren't supportive, things in your life that don't serve you. It makes you extremely intolerant of bullshit. So you cut a lot of stuff out of your life that is extra waste, which is fucking great. For me right now, I don't deal with any of that shit. Don't get in any dramas. My life is so streamlined. It is purely function for bodybuilding and coaching. And that is why I'm so successful at what I do. You might think, well, it's easy for you because you're an online coach. Yeah, because I fucking put myself here after years of working shit jobs. And I knew that this is what I wanted to do. So I knew that this is the path I wanted to go down. So I constructed my life to be here. Don't you think I could be in a relationship? Fucking hell. Don't you think that I've got enough people, like, you know, that would want to be in a relationship with me over the past however long off season? But if they're not perfect for me right now, they're not for me, because my peace is absolute priority. One slip up and I am gone, because I've got a mission, and that mission is so important to me that no human being right now will come between it. And I know that sounds extreme, but it's temporary. I've seen, like I said, so many people get fucking dragged down by shit partners, get distracted. Their free time is not theirs because they gotta dedicate it to this, to that. My whole fucking 24 hours is mine to do exactly what I want with. And if I want to do something with someone, I will. But if I don't, I don't. And I don't have anyone to answer to. And that is the sweet spot that I'm in right now. Look, I'm 31, so you might think, oh, you should probably... I just feel like my life's just getting started. Really is. And, you know, I've only been living here in Manchester for 3 years now, and I've only been bodybuilding for about 3-4 years. I'm fucking new to it, and I've got a lot to give. And at the end of the day, I've got a long life ahead of me of success where I can live off the fucking fruits of my labor. But first, I've got to fucking labor those fruits. So, comment fruits of... By the way, I liked all the comments on the last one, thick and juicy. If you've made it this far in a video, you're a fucking loyal G. Comment fruits of my labor. That's the catchphrase of today, motherfuckers. Right, I'm about to get home now. It's time to switch off. I've been dropping some fucking hard truth bombs today, I'll tell you that. Oh yeah, look at that. 110 cream of rice, 20 dark chocolate, 10 almond butter, 50 whey, and 200 berries, cinnamon on top. This is the whey in question, salted caramel from Conte. By far the best whey drip, in my opinion. Seriously, seriously good, guys. And then the Conte caramel biscuit cream of rice. As you can see, today I've had a lot of cream of rice and it sits perfectly. So if you ever want to do a refeed or a carb up, or you just want good quality cream of rice, get onto the Conte. If you could use my code Joe10 on Conte, I'd massively appreciate it, because that's how you can support me, making more videos. And honestly, guys, I just want to say thank you for making my prep easier as well, because basically me keeping busy and talking to you guys makes my days go quicker. Okay, because I live alone, I'm prepping alone, I don't have a relationship. Okay, I obviously have all my clients, I have my training partner, but my life is pretty much solitude, right? So me getting to talk to you and share my opinions and, you know, share what I'm doing helps me too. So I just want to say thank you, appreciate you all for dropping comments. Hopefully I'm helping you with your preps as well. We're all in it together. So let's fucking get it, okay? Another day done, another day successful. For me, tomorrow when I wake up on Saturday, I will be 2 weeks out. Super exciting. Can't wait to show off all the hard work. and I'll be proud no matter what, because I've given it my all, that's it. So, peace out, good night, until next time.